just kind of get your thoughts on Carolina football right now. Like you said, it's just so interesting because, we're not at the bottom like we were like 98, 99, like when you were there, but coming off of the success Spurrier had, it's such a tough pill to swallow right now. And I'll be totally honest. I've had people ask me questions about, LSU and the game and it's like I get more pissed off as I get more questions because I think back and I'm just like, it's year 5 and we still don't have a competent defense. We don't know how to tackle. I mean, the basic things, you know what I mean? But anyways, I want to get your take, your opinions on just Carolina football, what you see on the field. Again, you're a diehard fan, so you speak from the heart of the fan. I mean, you're not, it's no filter. So
I'm just a fan. That's the thing. A prerequisite here is like I am just a fan. I don't pay much attention. I couldn't tell you what defense, we're running and shit like that.
Right.
Thing. It's but I can, the eye test, any of us can tell there's a huge difference between, the talent level that is at LSU and the talent level at the University of South Carolina. And that was glaringly obvious. If you watch the way that they manhandled our defensive line and our offensive line for that matter, it's and also, unfortunately, like I said, year 5, this is the thing. I do Coach Muschamp, great, very nice man. Like I've done some charity stuff with him. And so I don't pretend to know more than he does. That's not my gig. But at the same time, man, it's been tough to watch because, I felt like there's been some really like questionable shit going down.
Yeah. And it's just been so up and down. It's been so inconsistent. I think that's what I told somebody today is I think one of the reasons fans are so frustrated is because the fan wants to understand. Like they want to have some sort of understanding of like kind of what's going on. And it just doesn't make sense when you see a team beat number 3 Georgia and then lose to App State, or then this year beat Auburn and then get shellacked. Like it's tough. It's a tough pill to swallow.
I think we're eternal optimists, and I think that the truth of the matter is Auburn's not that good.
Right. Yeah. I agree.
And they're ranked, they were ranked because of, a number of different variables allowed them to be ranked where they were ranked. And it's great to have that feather under your cap if you're looking at a piece of paper that tells you, oh, look, they beat the number 15 ranked team. But the truth is they weren't the number 15 ranked team. And we got pretty fortunate because we really got drug up and down the field in that game and just had a couple of turnovers and a couple of things. If that Bo Nix guy doesn't throw some dumbass passes, then we don't win that game,
Right.
And I think that the problem that I have is that I look at the schedule with what we have right now and I go, I'm not sure. I mean, I think we could probably go 2-3 maybe. But I think we could also go 0-5.
Right.
And I don't know. I just wonder, when you start losing the fan base, for real, like you really start doing it where we don't even care. Like
apathy sets in. Yeah.
We watch it, but we're just kind of like, that's a different place to be. That really is a bad place to be. And I can't imagine that President,
Castlin.
I can't imagine that he's too happy about this because it really does. I always say that the Clemson thing is interesting because if you watch what happened at the University of Clemson, there, the freshmen, or I guess the seniors in high school that are trying to apply to Clemson, the numbers are through the roof because they're very, they're 16, 17-year-old kids. They want to go where the football team's good. So all of a sudden, think about the revenue that generates. Think about the revenue from the guys. I always, the old guys that are playing golf, smoking cigars, and giving money to the science program aren't giving money to the science program usually because the science program is great. It's because of the fact that the football team is great and they can talk shit to their buddies on the golf course. That's what, I'm glad that the business school is awesome, but me and Darius ain't texting about how Darla Moore's school is rocking. That's just not how it works,
Right.
So, and I think that's what I'm looking at now is I'm going, man, we're losing a lot of money. I don't care how great our facilities are. We're not generating the money we should be generating, and especially with, they talk about the buyouts and stuff like that. And I think that's a crutch. I don't think we should, that's crazy, man. I know a lot of these donors and I know a lot of people who have the money, and that's insane. I know that COVID's going to be a crazy, crazy thing, but you can't put a price, you really honestly can't put a price tag on what a strong sports program in the big two, which I consider to be basketball and football, will do for the rest of your university.
Yeah.
I mean, and so that's where I think we are.
Yeah, you talk about the facilities and stuff. I mean, you've got $20 million renovations at Williams-Brice and boxes to sell and to pay back. And yeah, I mean, like you're saying, if apathy's setting in, you're gonna have a tough time selling suites and boxes.
Well, we haven't sold out any of the, I think they say what they want, but those, we're not even doing the numbers, for the 20%, like nobody's coming to the games. I mean, and
it's like you said, like, even last year before COVID, I mean, 98, 99, and I know it's a different time because all the streaming packages and you can just watch at home, whatever. But I mean, Carolina fans were packing out Williams-Brice when the team was 0-11. And now it's like, last year you'd go to games and it's like, not even full. And it's like you're playing like Tennessee or you're playing Florida. It's like, what is going on? Like,
and I have to say, like, none of us I don't think any fan of any team wants to have a situation where, the coach is fired or where things are like, we don't want you don't want that. What we all want is to see like continuity happen in the next 5 games and some of those kind of questionable calls that happen, like whether it be field goals or whether it be 7-minute drives at the end of a game where you're down by 2 touchdowns, like whatever those are, like those things need to disappear because it really is weird. It's almost like there's just a cog in the wheel that, something stops during the game. Like it's not. And I think that's why the fans are upset. I think myself, who's just a fan, like I was a shitty fucking, sorry, can't cuss.
So you're fine.
Okay. A bad football player at Camden High School. I mean, I was decent. I played tight end and defensive end. And I was like, got run over every game. That was what I did. Okay. So I don't know what I'm talking about, but I do know that I feel there's a feeling that I have, and I think a lot of other people have in the Gamecock Nation that just go, this is not acceptable. We've seen how good we can be. So giving us all this like, oh, we've got to wait because of our, this new coordinator or this or this or this or this. There's always reasons. And you're like, that doesn't work, man. I was like, that's bullshit because these are the same. It's still South Carolina. Spurrier had his crushing life until he left us high and dry. I get it. But at the same time, you can build this in 5 years. If you don't have that going on for 5 years, man, that's a long. You got to move that forward one way or the other.
It's a results oriented business. When you're making the kind of money those guys make, at the end of the day, like you said, putting emotions to the side and how you feel about a person. Because, like you said, I mean, again, not to get off on a tangent about Will Muschamp, but likable guy. I mean, I tell people he runs a fantastic program Sunday through Friday. Kids graduate, stay out of trouble. The facilities are popping, whatever. Staff continuity, whatever you want to say, but Saturdays is what you get paid for. You get paid to win on Saturdays, and it's a results-oriented business, and they know that, and we know that, and everybody knows that. So the results aren't there, and like you said, it's tough when we know kind of how good we can be now. We've seen the potential, and it's to be falling to not even be close to it. I don't think Carolina fans, obviously, again, if whoever was winning 7 to 8 games a year, and I mean, I don't think anybody would be upset, but to be so far removed from it, that's the tough pill to swallow.